Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Shreed.
Hello.
All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. Looks like it's going to be a small group today. I know there are a few people on PTO. Speaking of, Amar had a conflict this morning, so he is unable to attend, but he is planning on sending his updates around later today. So I'll make sure those get sent around. So we can skip that and go to release updates. Govind?
Yes, Kendall. Yeah, as you might have noticed, last week we have announced the first release candidate on Wednesday. So I would like to thank TNG team, Wave Labs, and Magma DevOps for resolving all the issues. So the release testing is in progress. We are waiting for the performance test report from Wave Labs for 5G, and for 4G, Radtonics is working on that. Once the reports are available, we are good to announce the release. So we have a release meeting on Wednesday. So we will convene and then decide whether we are good for releasing this week itself. So towards that, we have to name the release. Kendall has started the voting in announcement Slack channel. So we are getting the votes for 4 of the volcano names that we have suggested. So that's totally a random choice. We picked a random 4 volcano names. Looks like Newberry will be the release name based on the voting. So that's it. So we'll you can look for more messages in the Slack channel about the release. So that's it from my side.
Which channel is this where voting is happening for the name?
It's in the announcements channel.
Okay.
All right, we will pass it to Shubham for DevOps updates.
Okay, so after the release, we are focusing all our efforts on the testing part and looking the areas that are still pending, like documentation and some minor bugs here and there. So we are trying to fix that. And as we are seeing, okay, it's few things are pending, we are creating PR. Govind, me and Tim and all other folks are like right now working on making the release happen as soon as possible. So we are just fixing the last minute bugs. Yeah, that's it. I can also cover the outreach committee update that on 10th of December, we are planning an event with the collaboration with Cloud Native and Open Infra and Hyperledger Foundation. And so these four communities will get together, including Magma Foundation event. So yeah, things are still in progress. So once we have more clarity, then yeah, we will get a word from maybe Alison from the outreach. So everyone is aware. And that's it.
Great.
Thank you.
And speaking for about outreach, Allison has actually resigned as the outreach chair, so we will be starting nominations for a new outreach chair. So if you know anyone in your organization who would be interested in being the chair and leading the marketing activities for the community, let me know, because we will be looking for someone new.
Okay, so will she still be the member or no?
That would be up to her. I do not know if she has the time to devote to Magma or not, so we would just need to ask her. I'm not really sure.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'll update you. Thanks.
Right. Testing updates, Tian?
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see here that the meeting note from the last meeting. So feel free to take a look at that. You can check in the under community partner OAI, and then you have the list of the meeting. So for a quick reminder, we have put in the milestone for the project. There's three main topic: 4G Federation, 5G SA tester, and CI maintenance. So you can see have very high level information of that. And then we go into detail. For the 4G Federation, we now have more around 30 test cases for the S6A, and then we are working with PCIF and OSET testing scenario. For the 5G SA tester, we are just a very early phase for that, but we have some discussion with our team, and then to decide the architecture, some open question need to be taken into account, and then you can feel free to take a look at the document. I don't want to go into detail here. And then for the CI maintenance, we still keep track the LTE intake test effectiveness. You can see here we have created several issues for that, so that we can work with Ankit and TNG team. And also new from TNG also created a dedicated channel for that, so we can facilitate the working process. So that's all from my side.
So Tim, I have a question. So it's a repeat question. So can you scroll up? You have 4G Federation test as well as 5G test, right? And CI maintenance. So so after 1.8 release, ARM will be in parity with x86. And we have discussed that you are going to develop containerized test suites for 5G SA. For 4G Federation Gateway, TNG team will initiate that. They will run it manually, and I think automation will be done by OpenAir interface team. That's what the commitment as per the last meeting. So these timelines include both ARM and x86, right? So you are considering, so the test case development should happen for both the architectures. It should not be just.
Yeah, of course, it should be platform independent. Yeah.
Great. Okay, that's great.
We also present that. Our team member Nunan and Rafael just present that in the previous meeting in a couple of minutes. So we also address this issue. We should make a tester with a platform independent that can support both ARM and x86. It's no problem.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Any more questions from anybody? So if not, I can stop my screen and go back to Kendra.
Thank you. Next, security updates from Lucas.
Hello, good morning. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, first item. I did a relatively trivial task this week to work on inclusive language. There are clear benefits to the community if doing this, can grow the community, and it's just the right thing to do. This screenshot is from the SNCC dashboard. The resolution of this work was to create a new page in the wiki that everybody should know about, which is the most important reason to talk about it here. And that is that there is now a policy on inclusive language, and you should be aware of this in writing code. The text of this policy comes from the Linux kernel in the first place, and then the Zephyr project version of that. This is the specific policy. You want to avoid terms like this in favor of terms like this. I'll leave it to other people to do that, to review that, but I'm going to paste a link to that into the chat. Everybody good?
Yeah.
So Lucas, what's the next step? We have to comment on that page, or are you going to start a separate discussion?
You are welcome to comment on that page, but I would consider it to be complete for the moment, unless somebody has follow-up items in mind. I reviewed the source code just to understand and repair the issues being flagged by SNCC here, the terms white hat slave and insane, and fixed one, found another one was spurious. And I forget what happened with the third one. But apart from that, I'm not aware of necessary follow-ups.
Great, thank you.
Okay. The key thing was for everybody to know about it. But there is a policy there that just got instituted, so the TSC may want to vote on that or consider it, or not, just consider it. Done. I'll move on from there. So I did
Can
a
we
bunch of
link
work.
it to the contributing guidance as well, Lucas?
Yes, so that is in the contributor guide in the wiki.
Okay.
Maybe a small comment here, and it may be too much technical detail for this round, but renaming our master branch to, for example, main branch could be a greater effort.
I agree. I mean, I think that the consensus among open source projects is strongly for beginning with main, but with legacy projects, it's less clear. And I think there would likely be breakage, but the TSC might decide to do that. Honestly, it's good for the project to show that the community cares, but I'll leave it to the community.
I agree. Thanks.
Next item, I did a bunch of work on code secrets review. This is based on what I flag as the problem here. The SNCC dashboard gives us an extremely low score on secrets, basically flagging that we have a serious problem with code secrets in the source code. So I followed up on that, tracked down all the items, and I'm going to report now. These repos here were all clean coming into it. The CI infra repo had a bunch of items, but has been deleted. Actually, I wanted to ask a question. Does anybody know what the status of that is? Was it deleted as part of a security review? Okay, it's all good. It's gone now, along with its secrets. Terra VM tools and support was also really a pretty blatantly messy. and has been deleted. The CI management repo had two genuine secrets, truly exposed, a token for our Slack. This was fixed by Tim. He revoked the old token. The possible breach there is that any secrets we discussed in Slack would have been accessible to an attacker who had used the token to access the API and read all of our messages. I think that's very low risk, unless anybody disagrees. Is there disagreement that that's too low risk to worry about further mitigation?
So token is revoked, right? So that cannot be used in future.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
There remains an issue with the Sonar Cloud token being visible in the source code, and that needs to be revoked and replaced. And in the Open Schema repo, that also has a token that is visible. And I'll talk about this a little bit more below, but briefly, I'd like to discuss getting rid of this repo if we don't use it. But let me come back to that after this code sequence review. FBCJS core had a ton of flagged items. They were all bogus. Magma had 4,145 items flagged. And I actually sat and read through several hundred and left 0 items in the active state. So basically we're 100% clear on secrets in Magma. This gets us to the answer to the mystery of why is our score so terrible? It's a tooling problem. That score reflects all secrets ever detected, including lots of false positives, mainly false positives, and ones that have been fixed. And Linux Foundation IT is working on correcting that metric. I want to propose going forward that we have a CI check for secrets, and I'd like to pause for a discussion of that. Are there any thoughts for or against adding a CI check for code secrets? I will take that as it's okay, go for it, don't break anything.
Okay.
Next, there are a bunch of unused repos, and so I've been looking for low attention code that is likely to accumulate vulnerabilities and was noticing repos this past week. The most obvious is Deb Python AIO eventlet. This is a known thing that Sebastian in particular has been on top of. And it's Fritz. It's a known issue, and I wanted to put a vote in for doing this work. There's a lot of conversation about this. Does anybody have further thoughts about the benefit, the labor, the risks of doing this? Okay, I'll
Yeah, Lucas, I think this was raised by P. Shatter, so I think it should be okay. Yeah.
Like the risks of having this source code are pretty high. And it's a big chunk of low-level, system-level source code. It's really inviting problems in the future. And I looked at the repositories list to see repos that seem to be basically dead and that are candidates for archiving. And so I wanted to see if there are thoughts on archiving these. What is the community's feeling on archiving repos?
If there are no activities, then yeah, we can archive this. This Magma website, I think we have moved to WordPress. Then I don't think we need it.
Agreed. It has had no activity since the move to WordPress.
Then we can maybe do voting on it, and also first we can review, and it will be better if we post this on Slack and we can do voting there so people have a chance to look into the code. Then we can like archive these.
I will post this list into Slack and ask for a vote there.
Great, thanks.
One last item, a new project to scan Docker images as part of the EPIC to eliminate known vulnerabilities. And I think it's a good project. Just wanted to call attention to the fact that it exists, and we'll see more of it. Does anybody want to go deeper? If not, I will hand over the mic. Thank you for this time.
Thank you, Lucas. Okay, feature development, we don't have anything here, but is there any feature development that people are working on that they would like to discuss in this portion of the meeting? All right, take silence as a no. Okay. Better engineering, C++ migration, Rashmi?
Sure, thank you, Kendall. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. For converting the C files to CPP in the NAS module, almost like 80% is done in NAS module. Like for the PRs under review, the one is EMM structure and ESM, those are done. And Prithvi has raised for the IEs folder also. And that those the PRs needs to be reviewed. And now she started working on the MMA application. And coming back to the converting the C structures to protocol structures for the S1AP module, like we were working last week, we were working on porting the S1AP state to protocol structure. We have completed that one with respect to coding and testing. Review is under progress. And like once the previous PRs are raised, I shall raise a new PR for making the changes related to S1AP state. And with respect to the SP gateway module, like we have like converting the hash table to the protobuf map. We saw like some of the hash table structures and files were unused, so we removed that one. So this is like these also PRs are under review. The coding and testing is completed, and we started with the SGate S8 module. We are working on that one. Any queries?
Rashmi, how about the other task? Is there activity on that as well? The SCTP S6A tasks.
Yeah, last week Ankit was not there, Shruti. Like he was mostly was down with some shoulder pain, so he couldn't work on that one.
Okay.
So I just not marked it, like started also.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, I was talking on mute that whole time. So sorry, guys. Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank
Okay, pass it to Nils for basal effort.
Yeah, hello everybody. So I will share my screen. As we are currently at the end of our current iteration, I only will give an update what changed from the last time. So the Debian build with Bazel is merged now. So we have a first throw on master. Still open here, of course, is to have this in CI and then run the integration test versus this Debian package. This goes hand in hand with efforts on the make side, not in the Bazel team, where integration tests versus the Debian package are currently in progress. For the Docker build analysis, this is not something, again, what we will do with Bazel, but at least we will analyze how this could be done with Bazel in case we want to switch in this direction for the Docker build as well. And mainly Jan is currently looking how to build Red Hat UBIs with Bazel. This needs a little bit more analysis because it's not as straightforward as for Ubuntu builds, because Red Hat needs other system libraries. It's not one-to-one to the Ubuntu builds. So this is still under investigation. For the testing part, tests are executed with Bazel. Currently, we jump more on the improvements of the stability of the test, because currently it's not that easy for us to go forward with the migration because the integration tests need more stability all over. Yeah, basically that's it for the diff update from the last time. Any questions or comments? 3, 2, 1. Then thank you very much.
Nils, this Bazel build succeeds on ARM as well, right?
Again, sorry, please repeat.
Bazel build succeeds on ARM as well, right?
I mean, currently there's not much Bazel builds on ARM. So the parts that are now off are in the AGW container build, and there's the pipeline mainly worked on from Tim and Jan that will test this in CI.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nils. All right, any data path updates? Nick, Yogesh?
Nothing from my side.
No, okay. And then Max is on PTO, so no roadmap update. And that brings us to the end of the agenda. Is there anything else that people would like to bring up for this call? I'll take the silence as a no. We can go ahead and end a little bit early. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks.